Thanks for joining us for KSAT News at 9, streaming from right here inside the KSAT 12 newsroom. I'm Patty Santos. President Donald Trump signed a multi-billion-dollar relief bill. What this means for small businesses across the country, plus a San Antonio nurse in the middle of the battle fighting COVID-19 in New York. Hear the message she has for San Antonio as this pandemic continues, and how Bexar County is one of only 2 counties in Texas with the technology to disinfect medical masks. What this means for healthcare workers on the front lines. Here are the latest numbers in Bexar County. 1,195 confirmed COVID-19 cases. No new deaths to report, so the total stays at 43. 63 hospitalizations. 47 cases are under investigation. 32 people are in the ICU. The total number of recoveries is nearly 400. As for the Bexar County Jail, 57 total inmates have tested positive for COVID-19, and that's an increase of 21 since yesterday. Those new inmates are asymptomatic but will remain in the unit, while 6 inmates whose tests are still pending have been relocated and placed under medical observation. 2 inmates remain in the hospital. 47 are in a special unit inside the jail, but 10 inmates have recovered. Well, San Antonio, one of only 2 Texas cities with specialized equipment to decontaminate masks. It's an update announced just this evening. It is called a Battelle Critical Decontamination System. The hope is to get the piece of equipment up and running by Monday to decontaminate N95 masks daily. San Antonio Fire Chief Charles Hood says those masks could be coming from hospitals and nursing homes.
They're going to take their mask, they're going to put their name or initials on the mask because they found that it's better to get your own mask back. So those will be bagged, plastic bag, double bagged, boxed, and then they will be sent for the decontamination.
A team from Ohio is set to help run the equipment at the Freeman Coliseum next week. Well, she says it's one of the toughest times in her life. A San Antonio nurse who is in New York and helping in the fight against COVID-19 is sharing her experience. According to Johns Hopkins, New York has more than 270,000 cases and over 20,000 deaths. Tiffany Huertas reports on the message this local nurse has for the San Antonio community.
I think just hugging my family, my mom, my husband, my babies, my friends, and just getting through this and knowing that I did the best that I could.
As she leaves the hospital and heads to her hotel in New York on a bus, registered nurse NATASHA Gonzalez can't hold back her tears.
Sorry, see, I'm like always emotional now.
NATASHA, a San Antonio resident, has been in New York since April 13th.
It's one of the hardest, most challenging times I've ever had in my career, definitely, but in my life.
NATASHA says she's helped so many COVID-19 patients that she's lost count.
I just know that I'm taking care of them every day.
She says all of her patients are adults.
A lot of us are seeing people that are on, they have minutes left.
NATASHA says some families don't even get to say goodbye to their loved ones.
I think that's happening so often because they don't want to chance, other family members getting it.
As she continues to work on the front lines of the coronavirus pandemic, NATASHA wants people to know
the misconception of, it only happens to older people, or, it only happens to immune-compromised people is not true. And then people not wanting to wear masks, it's so important.
NATASHA is still not sure when she will return home, but says she will have to quarantine for 2 weeks when she does come back. For the 9, Tiffany Huertas.
Thanks, Tiffany. Well, Texas businesses taking a step towards reopening today as non-essential retail businesses were able to open up. This loosening of restrictions by Governor Greg Abbott was announced last week as part of a set of orders to begin reopening the state. Customers still can go into these non-essential retail stores, but they are allowed to pick up their orders through curbside.
I think it'd be great if we could do more of this, because I don't mind calling and just coming and picking up. I don't have to go into the store. They can send me pics or I can shop online.
And the state released guidance for how these stores should operate. Payments should be done over the phone or internet, and purchases should be brought to a customer's car. Employees are supposed to be screened before coming into the business as well. Well, despite the economic struggle, most Bexar County property owners are likely looking at paying higher taxes. Notices are being mailed out late next month, and on average, residential values are up 8.6%. Well, how can that be? A state law requires the appraiser set your value according to what it was on January 1st, and that was before the pandemic. The Bexar Appraisal District, as well as others across Texas, asked the state to suspend rules, freeze values, and offer some sort of relief, but to no avail.
We anticipate seeing declines in values as the year progresses and this pandemic continues. What we've been told is that's a 2021 issue.
Property owners can still file a protest with the appraisal district in hopes of lowering their taxes. And here are the latest case numbers throughout Texas. 22,842 positive cases total. An increase in deaths today, and the new total is 608. Across the nation, positive cases increased by 20,000 since yesterday. It stands at more than 888,000 and nearly 51,000 deaths. Well, President Donald Trump signing the 4th congressional COVID-19 relief package. The $484 billion relief bill passed by the House last night. The measure includes funding for hospitals, increasing nationwide testing, and small businesses. But the bill does not include money for state governments. Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell now facing criticism for suggesting states should declare bankruptcy to receive financial aid. New York Governor Andrew Cuomo arguing New York pays more into the federal treasury than any other state.
You want to send an international message that the economy is in turmoil? Do that. I dare you to do that.
House Speaker Nancy Pelosi revealed House Democrats are now crafting yet another relief bill. Pelosi says she'd like to include $700 billion for state and local governments. It's tonight's 9 at 9. COVID-19 related deaths lead to the closure of a major grocery store chain. Business owners speak out after Georgia's governor reopens a large part of the state and part 1 of the historic virtual NFL draft. Here's tonight's 9 at 9. The COVID-19 outbreak led to the closure of a Walmart store in Aurora, Colorado in connection to 3 deaths. Health officials say the victims were a 72-year-old employee, her husband, and a contracted security guard. At least 6 additional employees have also tested positive. The store will not reopen until the local health department decides it is in compliance with the public health order.
We now know more about the man who was shot by San Antonio police yesterday after first firing at them.
That suspect, 52-year-old Michael Hogan, is in the hospital where he is being treated for 2 gunshot wounds.
The officer-involved shooting happened when police were investigating a burglary call. Police say Hogan opened fire on a responding officer, and the bullets hit a patrol car window and the computer unit inside. No officers were injured. Hogan is charged with attempted capital murder of a police officer. Wisconsin healthcare workers made a big statement to those wanting to protest the state's stay-at-home order. They placed 1,300 pre-lit candles at the steps of the Wisconsin Capitol. The candles represent the hundreds of people who have been hospitalized because of the virus. The healthcare workers say they hope the candlelight vigil shined a light on what's at stake. A new NASA-funded study found heavy rain could have triggered the 2018 Kilauea volcano eruption. The rain caused changes to the water content in the Earth's crust, similar to a landslide or earthquake. After the eruption, intense activity lasted for months. This is the first time that scientists have linked heavy rainfall to magmatic processes more than a mile below the surface. In Georgia, barbershops, hair salons, bowling alleys, gyms, and massage parlors are now open. Georgia's governor started the first phase of reopening the state today. For some business owners, they are deciding to hold off and set their own reopening date, while others are opening but taking every precaution.
I'm going to actually take their temperature. It has their information, name, date of birth, the temperature. It has a few questionnaires for them to fill out and then sign.
Starting next Monday, Georgia restaurants and theaters will reopen. You're looking at the traffic gridlock in Illinois on the first day a new state-run COVID-19 testing site opened to the public. People showing COVID-19 symptoms are able to get tested without a doctor's orders or appointment. Results are expected in 48 hours. This is the 5th testing site in Illinois. A group of glowing dolphins were captured on video. The dolphins are swimming in bioluminescent waves in Newport Beach, California. The neon blue appearance of the water is usually caused by algae in the water. The video was uploaded on Facebook by the Newport Coastal Adventure. A historic night for the NFL.
I join you from my home for the first virtual NFL draft.
The 2020 draft bringing players from across the country.
Some 60 players
Logged in from their living rooms. For those life-changing moments. But coaches and general managers also observing social distancing, making their picks from home offices, or in the case of Dallas Cowboy owner Jerry Jones, from his yacht. Fans also cheering remotely and carrying on traditions like booing the commissioner.
Come on, you guys can do better than that.
Tom Hanks gifted an Australian boy with a typewriter. While the actor and his wife, Rita Wilson, were quarantined with COVID-19 in Australia, an 8-year-old boy wrote a letter to the couple. He told them he was being bullied because of his name, which is Corona.
Dear Mr. and Mrs. Hank, my name is Corona. I heard on the news you and your wife have caught the coronavirus. Are you okay?
Hanks decided to give Corona the typewriter he had brought with him to Australia, which just happens to be made by the brand Corona. Hanks told Corona to ask an adult how the typewriter works and write him back using it.
And I'm going to write back soon.
To read more about these stories, head to KSAT.com.
Little feel-good story for you right there. Man, it was hot out there today, and if at some point you kind of stopped and asked yourself, this feels more like should it be this hot this time of year? No. We were pushing record high temperatures this afternoon. We got up to 98 in San Antonio. That is just 1 degree shy of the record high temperature for today's date, and that was set all the way back in 1894. Our average highs this time of year are in the low 80s. We'll get back closer to that this weekend, but it was even hotter off to the southwest of San Antonio. We had several spots in the KSAT viewing area today with high temperatures in the triple digits, but no more of this for the weekend. It is going to be much more seasonable and comfortable out there. Tomorrow we'll have high temperatures in the 80s, a little bit of a breeze here or there, but the pleasant weather will continue into Sunday. We'll keep our high temperatures in the low to mid 80s, just warm but comfortable with a ton of sunshine coming your way over the next couple of days. So why the change from so hot today to comfortable this weekend? Well, it's because we have a frontal boundary moving through really as we speak right now. And a lot of what you're seeing here showing up on radar is a combination of a few things. A lot of it at first is the bats leaving their caves across South Texas. So that's what you're seeing. But what we're starting to see now is a line here, this thin line that extends from New Braunfels to just north of San Antonio. That is that cool front that is moving in as we speak, and you can actually see it a little bit better here as we get up closer to the Brazos Valley. Now, off in Far East Texas and closer to Houston, that front is sparking some severe thunderstorms at this hour. That's not in our forecast. We're kind of on the quiet end of this frontal boundary here, and so this will be a rain-free front for us as it continues to move through overnight. But farther off to the north and east, this same front is producing more severe weather in far northeast Texas. That'll make its way into Arkansas, Louisiana, and the deep south overnight tonight. But again, for us, this front moving through right now is going to move through without much fuss. You may notice a breeze really settling in over the next couple of hours and overnight, but by tomorrow, I mean, It's just going to be beautiful out there. A few fair weather clouds here or there, but just much more seasonable and comfortable. This front will also help to take our humidity down for the weekend. We'll see dew points in the 40s. That means it's going to feel nice and dry out there, very comfortable. It won't be until early next week that we start to see those dew point numbers climb back up. I really think you'll start to notice it Monday into Tuesday, but that'll be ahead of yet another front that is expected to move through Wednesday of next week. We're going to keep a close eye on the potential for some strong to severe storms on Tuesday. Coverage of any storms would be pretty low, but we can't rule out some strong thunderstorms Tuesday afternoon and evening, so that's something we'll be watching. And then that front will move through Wednesday of next week to take our temperatures back into the 80s. As long as these fronts keep coming, that's good, because once it gets hot and we don't have any more fronts, that's it, baby.
It's just summer's here.
Yeah.
It's hot all week.
Yeah.
Okay. You know, this morning was great. There was a nice little breeze. I hope we get some more of that.
Yeah, nice breeze tomorrow. It'll be cool.
All right. Thanks, Katie. It's good to see you.
You too.
All right. We'll be right back in just a minute. All week long, we talked to local leaders and health experts about being the best way to right this COVID-19 pandemic. Today, we got to speak with Texas Governor Greg Abbott about his plans on reopening the state and his thoughts on testing those who are asymptomatic.
Today, we are pleased to be joined by Governor of the great state of Texas, Governor Greg Abbott. Governor, thank you for joining us. And Governor, I want to get right to it and ask you about—
My pleasure. Thank you, EC.
I want to get right to it and ask you about reopening. You know, over the course of the last few days, we have seen some of these restrictions loosen up per your orders, and we know you're set to announce the next step in that process. What can Texans expect with this new announcement, and what brought you to that decision?
Well, there are two important factors. One is we know people want to get back to work. We know that business owners, they need to start having some income to pay for their rent or overhead. That employees, they need to go back to work. They have livelihoods to take care of. They have their own bills to pay, their own families to take care of. And so we want to stoke the Texas economy as much as possible. However, we must do it safely. As a result, we're working on orders that will allow businesses to open up in phases gradually on the lines of what doctors have prescribed to us. I have a team of 4 doctors who are looking at all different types of businesses and strategies that they can open safely without stoking a spread of the coronavirus. People in San Antonio and across Texas have done a fabulous job of slowing the spread of the coronavirus. We must continue to slow that spread as we begin to open up businesses.
Governor, we've seen reports that San Antonio hasn't even reached its peak in terms of the number of cases. What would happen if we do reopen businesses and then we see another spike?
First, I'll tell you this. In my observation of Bexar County, I look at these on county-by-county basis. Bexar County is doing a good job of slowing the spread. The studies I see show that actually Bexar County has reached the peak in the number of cases, and you have a declining number of cases. So I think things are looking good. However, you raise a very good question, and that is one thing that all scientists and doctors say is that as we do begin to open up, there could be an increase in the number of coronavirus cases. Two things about it. One reason for an increase is we are going to be doing more testing. We'll be doing what's called testing and tracing all across Bexar County to identify any types of hot spots. If there are hot spots where there is a sudden rise or increase in the number of people testing positive, we will provide all the medical care needed in order to quickly address it and to reduce it. If it's widespread, let's say all across Bexar County, for example, it could lead to a retrenchment in the amount of business that's taking place. That is why we're doing this in slow phases to make sure that we try to minimize any expansion of the coronavirus.
Now, Governor, I have to ask, what is your response to people who think it is just simply too soon to even think about begin reopening the state?
Well, you know, it's a careful balance. To those who think it's too soon, I realize that safety is their first concern. They need to know that we have a doctor who was the former head of the FDA, the Food and Drug Administration. He was the former head of Medicaid and Medicare for the United States. We have another doctor who's in charge of COVID-19 tracing and tracking for the University of Texas. So we have the best doctors advising us on the safe way, but we have to balance that with the interest of others who also say we've been homebound for too long. We have to get back to work to pay our bills, and so I think we're going to strike the right balance.
Governor, going back to the testing issue, what is your opinion on offering testing to asymptomatic patients? We know that California called for that.
Sure, that is a part of the strategy that we will be unveiling on Monday. You know, what we've seen in California and New York, and that is they did test those who were asymptomatic, and they learned there were far more people than what they knew about who actually had the coronavirus but never showed any type of symptoms. What that means in the positive news is that the percentage of people who have the coronavirus who have to be hospitalized or who die from it is actually far lower than what people think.
Thank you so much, Governor. We'll be right back.
Thank you.
Here are today's top stories. The U.S. Air Force Thunderbirds will fly over San Antonio to thank the first responders and healthcare workers battling the spread of COVID-19. President Donald Trump announced the mission is named Operation America Strong. It costs roughly $60,000 an hour to dispatch the squadron, which comes from the Pentagon's budget. The exact time and date of that flight has not yet been announced. Another Navy ship at sea has reported a COVID-19 outbreak and returned to port today. Navy officials say at least 18 members of the USS Kidd crew have tested positive, and that number is expected to grow. One sailor who displayed symptoms was flown off the ship on Thursday and brought to San Antonio, where he later tested positive. After that case was confirmed, the Navy deployed a specialized medical team to the ship to conduct a contact tracing and on-site testing. Dozens of American shale oil companies could go bankrupt. That's as prices reach a historic low. The companies use hydraulic fracturing to get shale oil out of rock and stone. The innovative method has made the U.S. a major oil producer, but it's expensive. That makes it hard to turn a profit with a price war and coronavirus disrupting supply and demand. There has been a lot of misinformation when it comes to the coronavirus, and you can't trust everything you see online. That's why the Associated Press has been fact-checking some of the most popular but completely untrue claims surrounding the pandemic for the past several weeks. Let's take a look. Here's our first claim tonight. Congress takes a paid vacation during the worst pandemic in 100 years. That claim circulating on Facebook and Twitter is false. In fact, Congress has had a pretty busy week. On Tuesday, the Senate, both in person and some virtually, passed a $483 billion package that will help fund small business payrolls and hospitals. And then on Thursday, the House gathered in Washington to vote on that same package. The false claim spread after some Congress members switched to working remotely. President Donald Trump helped fuel the false claim by tweeting things like, "Come back to Washington" and "End your endless vacation." Our next claim, viruses originating from nature have a natural cure while viruses made in labs require vaccines. This is false. This claim was an attempt to create doubt around the COVID-19 as researchers rushed to develop a vaccine. Vaccination has been used to protect against viruses that have originated from nature for years. Human viruses like measles and polio originated in nature but require vaccines. And there is no evidence of any remedy from nature that prevents infection with any human virus. In our last claim tonight, Trader Joe announced that they will give away $250 worth of free groceries to everyone due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Well, unfortunately, this is false. The claim comes from fake coupons circulating on Facebook. It offered a link and took you to a website where scammers could steal your information and unload malware on your device. Trader Joe's does not offer any coupons, discounts, or gift cards online. The company released a statement saying in part, quote, "When alerted to the existence of misleading promotions of this nature, we actively attempt to get our name removed," end quote. Well, as we know, the news is filled with coronavirus news, both good and bad. We decided to focus on the good news from our area. From a country legend urging residents to donate to the food bank to free museum online tours. Here's Garrett Berringer with the Week into 10.
The San Antonio Museum of Science and Technology is closed, but this week they began offering free special courses and tours online.
STEM education and careers are really important. They can be transformational for students in our city, for communities, for families. And we're bringing this online because what a great example of STEM education and the way that we can keep our lives moving even through this time.
Some courses they offer range from 3D printing, video game design, to robots and more. The San Antonio Food Bank got some unexpected help in the search for volunteers. Willie Nelson and his sons put out a public service announcement urging residents to volunteer at food banks.
Your community and Texas food banks need you now more than ever before. Demand for food has skyrocketed, and there are no longer enough volunteers to get the food to people and the families who need it.
Residents can still donate food and money to the San Antonio Food Bank along with their time by helping with distribution. Members of the Fiesta Especial Royal Court gave back to the San Antonio community. This past fall, the 10 members raised nearly $40,000 as they campaigned for their positions on the court. 40% of the money will go to 7 local nonprofits who are dedicated to serving children and adults living with disabilities. The San Antonio Humane Society might be closed, but the staff is still working hard to help dogs find their forever homes. They now offer no-contact adoptions. All an applicant has to do is email the Humane Society with the dog they want. The staff will follow up with a phone interview. Once approved, adoption fees are paid online, and their new pet can be picked up at the receiving room or the side entrance off the building. Right now, there are around 40 dogs still at the shelter. More than 100 others are being cared for by fosters. The Boy and Girls Clubs of San Antonio might not be able to host local kids right now, but they're still actively engaged in the community. All week, the club has been hosting food giveaways, serving hundreds of families. The San Antonio Food Bank provides fresh produce, while the club provides dry goods. And you don't need to be a club member to receive emergency food. The club's next distribution is scheduled for Wednesday at their clubhouse next to MLK Park. For the 9, I'm Garrett Berringer.
Hey, happy Friday, everybody. A lot of fun stuff to talk about on KSAT.com. The first one coming out of a Northeast ISD elementary school, Harmony Hills. Now, Harmony Hills is missing Fiesta just like the rest of us are. But despite the pandemic going on, they're not letting that stop them from holding their own virtual Fiesta float parade. Now, of course, as you know, today would have been the Battle of Flowers parade, so Harmony Hills got on it and invited their students to make their own floats. We have a whole story on it on KSAT.com. Really cool to see these students get creative with it, do some different things. You had a Michael Jackson themed float that looked pretty cool. You also had a great military themed float. It's fun to see the creativity from these kids and still getting into the Fiesta spirit, which is fantastic. If you're anything like me in this quarantine, you're hungry all the time. I'm always hungry. I cannot stop snacking. And so thanks to Wendy's for putting together, they called it a group nug. Today, April 24th, and it's not too late for this, you can go out and get free nuggets. They're giving a free 4-piece, either spicy or just regular crispy, for free, no purchase necessary. I love chicken nuggets. I actually don't know anyone who doesn't, so it's a really great idea. If you want some free nuggets, go to a Wendy's. The spicy chicken nuggets, there's you know, it's something of a blessing, truly. Our last story of the day actually comes from Atlanta, Georgia. Now, there is a really, really cute English bulldog who's going viral. His name is Big Papa. Now, Big Papa's owner actually put him, actually took a picture of him on the balcony looking sad because Big Papa's used to having a lot of people to play with. He's a really cute, very chubby English bulldog, and he's been sad he hasn't been able to have fun with his friends as much as he used to. So his owner, Rashida Ellis, posted a photo of Big Papa looking really sad on the balcony, and it's gotten so much love. The photo's gone viral ever since, been tweeted by people like Ellen DeGeneres. So funny to see this cute dog. And of course, Big Papa has his own Instagram, so you could follow him on there to get all the updates from him. I'm sure once we get out of quarantine, we're gonna give this dog a lot of love. So that's what's going on. Take care of yourselves out there.
Thanks for watching the KSAT News at 9. We will see you on Monday. Don't forget to tune in for the Night Beat.